All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And of course, thanks for subscribing. We truly appreciate the support. We are back at it after being out for a little while. I've not been able to make as many videos as I typically can. Haven't been able to chime in on the Cybertruck. I know you guys are chomping at the bit to hear what I have to say about that. I'll do that in a separate video. With that said, we're in the latest FSD Beta, not quite version 12. We're at 11.4.8.1. And we're going to take it out for a spin on our test pass and see how it does. I'll activate here from the shoulder, single click, and go. Pull up the cameras here. Do everything as we normally do it. Last build, 7.4.3. Wasn't the greatest overall. Good job waiting for the pedestrian. Creeping up for visibility now. And it's going for it. All right, so far, first turn did a good job. Hopefully we see some refinements and modifications to this build over the previous build, just to make it a little better, make it a little bit more composed, a little bit more confidence inspiring, like some of the other ones, like the anomaly build that we got with Elon mode, where it did everything great on this particular test path. So let's test it out. Turn number 2 coming up here. Turn signal on, getting over to the corner. Someone's hot on our heels. Good job, nice and slow, methodical, but competent. Cars are here, making the turn, a little close on that end, but not too unsettling, like the last time. Turn signals abound. Winding road is good here. So the turns are a little bit slower. I'm okay with that. Would prefer them to be a little bit faster just to exude more confidence, but I'm okay with being slow and competent, as long as it's competent. Good job handling the turn and the mass of the car here on the winding roads. This is all looking good. So a little bit of a refinement from the last time. Obviously we did it in rain and then we did it without rain the last build. And then we're here on our unprotected left. Let's see what happens here. Is it going to be the always present hesitation in the middle of the road? All clear. All clear. Cars are going to start beeping at us soon. Cars are now coming. It's not clear. Had an opportunity, didn't want to go take it. Now I can go after this car. Go. Car's coming. So a little better. Still some hesitation when we got out there, but a little bit more confidence once it started to realize that, hey, I'm out here in the middle of the lane. I have to make a move. So I'm going to give this a pass. I'm going to make it a conditional pass, meaning it did the thing it was supposed to do. It got us out there safely, made the turn. Felt mostly human-like, but could have been better. We've seen it better. We've experienced it better from there. So far, so good. Again, just as, different degrees of good. Somebody standing here. Is it going to react or overreact? Let's see. It doesn't overreact. Good job. Truck sticking out here. A little bit of evasive maneuver here around it. Excellent job. Just as I predicted, someone's going to call me exactly when I need to do that. Let me just make my adjustment. Calling. Okay, all good so far. Good job slowing down and easing around this car too in a maneuver that's we've not seen before. I don't know if it's going straight. I don't know if it's going to beat those cars, but the path planner seems to show that it's going to get around these cars somehow, some way. So I appreciate that it's trying to think like that. But at the end of the day, it should definitely adhere to, whatever the local laws are here. Okay. It's going to go for it. This car is going to jet out. Now it's going to inch over a little bit. It's getting over. I'm trying to cut this car off. Not the best behavior here because it tried to cut the car off as opposed to going straight. I'm going to flag that one. Should have just went straight. It tried to cut the car off that was coming, impeding on the right. Could have caused an incident. Not seen that before, so that's relatively new for this new build 4.8.1. Now, I had been touching the wheel trying to cancel the call, so that does count as some kind of interaction, but I've not gotten a ding just yet or notification. But obviously when I say that, they'll probably warn me. Now it's trying to get over to make the right turn. It has room to do it, but it's kind of creeping up slowly. Again, methodical is okay. Taking its time is okay, as long as it's doing the right thing and it's competent. It can make the turn on red, but it's, again, leaning this way. This is not the good behavior that I like to see, but then it course corrects. Excellent job. Okay. I like what I'm seeing so far, minus a few small nitpicks here and there. But overall, it seems like a market improvement over the previous build for this particular test drive, this course. I'll stop here and here. But overall, yeah, this was pretty solid. This was a pretty solid build so far. I've not done anything beyond this first test path, so I don't really know. Put my hazards on, sorry for the noise. But there we go. But so far, so good. So this is a pretty good build. It gives me flashbacks of that magical Elon mode build that we had where it did everything hands-free. This was basically hands-free the entire time. I'm not saying that you're going to get hands-free. I'm saying this particular car had a hands-free drive where I didn't have to intervene or hold the steering wheel or make it comply in order to do this particular path. It's not a long path, relatively short, pretty simple, straightforward, but the point is to test it for consistency so we can see the minor differences and nuances from build to build. All right. With that said, I think this is pretty good so far in this path. So in this path, I'll say from a confidence perspective, I'm going to give it an 8. Very confident in everything it did, even though it did things methodical, it was purposeful, and it also did it competently, right? From a comfort perspective, I'm also going to give it an 8. Very comfortable drive, except for when it wanted to kind of swerve and cut that car off, right? It would have gotten maybe a 9 if it wasn't for that. But otherwise, a very comfortable human-like drive on this first path. And beyond that, we're talking about decision making. It made all the right decisions, minus the swerving. That last swerving kind of gave it a ding. So I'm going to give that a 7 in terms of decision making. It should have made the safer decision, which was to just go straight, stay close to the line, and it would have beat that car because that lane merges. So that car would have had to merge either way. It would have had to get in front of us, or it would have had to have gotten behind us in order to merge into the lane. So I think that was the safer course of action. It chose to swerve, which I thought was the wrong decision. All right. And then in terms of safety, on that same vein, also a 7, just because from a safety perspective, if that person wasn't paying attention, we could have gotten to a situation and that wasn't the safest move. But beyond that, it did a lot of great safety related things where it got out there, made its mind up quickly once it got into the unprotected left, took its time around cars and turns where it knew the weight of the car was going to play a factor along with the speed, and then made the right decisions in terms of stopping for pedestrians, stopping at the limit line, being extra cautious and careful as it went through. So in that regard, you know, it definitely gets a 7 instead of an 8. But I think in terms of confidence, in terms of comfort, those are all 8s on my perspective. Okay. Let me know what you thought about the drive. Let me know what you thought about the build. If you're one of the early few to get 11.4.8.1, let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments. And until the next time, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Tesla.